So you mentioned being kind of a St. Joe's kid, and I was kind of fascinated as I watched you guys have success this year. I mean, you're used to going to the big primetime AAU. You're watching, future NBA guys and all that stuff. I've heard you talk about it in other places, but I'd be curious. I mean, how do you go about evaluating guys at this level? Because it's not as easy to just walk in the gym and identify this guy or that guy or this guy or whatever. I mean, how do you go about evaluating recruiting for a level like that? Because it's obviously completely different, I'm guessing, than what you did for 30 years at UConn.
Yeah, the evaluation isn't as difficult, in all honesty, because, the best players that you get are the players you can get. A lot of people run after kids who already have scholarships. We don't give scholarships to Division III. But maybe they qualify academically. 5 of our kids are on very, very good academic scholarships. They're very good students. A couple of kids are on what we call Catholic scholarships, where they attended and graduated 4 years with over a 3.0 from a Catholic high school.
Okay.
Financial aid. There's other reasons why kids can come there, and you have to be stay within the rules, but be creative enough to identify the player first, interest in you, and can you get him? I never try to chase many players I can get, and I think that's really important. And then maybe, here's the thing I think that's most important, you got to be able to see beyond your own nose, which means you got to be able to see more than what you see on the floor. You see a 6'7" kid, a little thin, runs like a deer, but not physical enough. I got a kid that I saw a couple of years ago, went to junior college, came back to us this year. He shot 68% from the field, having 17 points a game and 9 rebounds, because I saw him 2 years ago, over 3 years now, play for us this year, had a terrific season, because I could see beyond my own nose. I could see the future a little better for him. Kid Deltron Jackson, Prince Tech kid from Hartford, Connecticut, had 46 points in a championship game against Albertus this year, averaged over 20 points a game. Rookie of the year in our league last year, and made the all-regional Northeast team, play on Bloodline. I don't care if he's only 5'8". He can play any place, and I just think that's what you've got to see as opposed to worry too much about everything else around them. If they're good students, good kids, want to work, and they have ability to be something, then you got to make sure you try to recruit them and don't worry about anything else. I mean, once again, I don't think any of the kids I have right now, pretty sure they aren't going to play in the NBA, but they can play,
Yeah, and I was going to say, I remember you even saying this back to your UConn days. I mean, I vividly remember the story that Jeremy Lamb, who's, I believe, in his 8th, 9th NBA season right now, I don't believe he had started a high school game before you guys offered him at UConn. So that's something that you and your staff has always taken pride in, right?
Well, I don't think there's any question. The God rest his soul, Richie Lewis, great star for the Celtics, played at Dunbar High School, one of the great, basketball programs in the history of high school basketball. Never started a high school game either. Became an all-star, captain of Celtics before he was done time death at 27 of a heart attack. Well, in some way, Jeremy Lamb was homeschooled to the senior year in high school. Never played a high school game. And when I saw him that year, offered him, and eventually he came. And I just think, as I said, you got to be able to see not just today, but what you think the future can be. Once you find out if the kid really worth for himself, working as hard as he possibly can work to be the best he can be, work every day on achieving academically, socially, and obviously athletically.
So was that something even dating back to your UConn days where maybe you walk in and you see a quote-unquote 5-star or quote-unquote McDonald's All-American, but maybe you're watching him go through layup lines or you're watching him in practice, when he thinks that nobody's paying attention, and you just said, this kid doesn't want it or this kid doesn't have it? Because, I do find as I cover more and more college basketball, without picking on anyone specifically, there are some programs, some teams, some coaches, and I think it's the natural inclination. A kid is ranked highly or somebody else thinks something of him, and you offer him a scholarship or you try to bring him into your program based on what somebody else thinks. And, talking to people that I know in the business, that's one of the biggest mistakes coaches make is they're too worried about what everybody else thinks of a guy rather than what their own eyes see, kind of what you said beyond your nose.
I don't think there's any question about that. There's a young kid I saw when he was a sophomore. He's quick as a cat, little, about 5'8" at the time. He got cut in his freshman year, a kid named Kimball Walker. Cut his freshman year at Rice High School. eventually became a very good player his senior year, but people weren't quite sure because of his size. Did he try to score too much? I don't know. He could really play. And no one ever told me to score too much. I think it's a good idea to score a lot. So you combine that with his personality, his leadership. He eventually, grew to be almost 6 feet. Powerful, great kid, undersized, and now an all-star, and obviously a great player for us at UConn, and obviously now in the NBA. And I think that, once again, I'm not a guy that, how tall you are, what you weigh doesn't really ever factor in me. But how hard you play, how good you want to be, how willing you are to work. Do you let me coach you? I mean, are those desires all with you? And will you not say you want to be good, but do the things that make you good? That's what I really want to see in a kid. When I see that, that's the kind of player I want to have.
So how can you evaluate that? Because that's fascinating to me, because every kid says, no, coach, I'm willing to put in the extra work. I'm ready to do whatever you need me to do. I'm ready to run through a wall. And this is, again, no disrespect to any specific kid, but there's some kids that talk the talk, and then either they aren't willing to do it, or they don't realize what hard work actually is. I mean, how can you identify that? What you just said is so fascinating about a kid that is not only can put in the work, but willing to put in all that extra work.
Well, I remember a kid named Ben Gordon.
Sure.
We actually had a lot of conversations. So I got a call after Ben was only a 6'2" guy, which a lot of people didn't think he'd be a great 2 guy. He played 12 years in the league, averaged 17 points a game, 6th man of the year in the league. Well, anyways, so he's coming up his senior year, and I liked him. Good student, good kid, worked hard. I get a great phone call, which sounded like a bad call. From his high school coach, somewhere the next 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, that Ben had been arrested by the police.
Ooh.
What? Yeah, he had snuck into the gym at Mount Vernon at 12 at night shooting. That was like music to my ears.
Yeah.
I said, that's the kind of kid I need. I still remember that phone call, and obviously he became a great player first, number 3 guy taking the draft, had a great pro career. And my point being is that I talk to coaches. I watch a kid in practice. I talk to people who play against them. Those are really, really important things. And I think that, as I said, don't tell me how much he weighs. Don't tell me how tall he is. What can he do? And what does he want to do? What is he capable of doing? Or more importantly, you hit it right. What is he willing to do? Because everybody thinks they work hard. Not everybody works hard. It's just that simple. And I just think that's really, I remember I get a pretty good guy who dunked the ball all over the place. And, I saw him get 62 points against the famous Riverside Church back in the day. He was playing for a team out of Virginia, a kid named Ray Allen. He was a dunker then, a great jumper. When he got to college, and the same athletic ability, same pride in everything he did, be it academically, the way he dressed, the way he could carry himself, he was more than willing to become obsessive, become one of the great shooters of all time. And I just think, but you see signs of those kind of players by talking to other people, by watching the kid yourself, by truly, don't tell me what you do, show me what you do.